most of social media is just full of people who think they know things, but they don't actually know anything. All they know is whatever they know themselves. How people normally live is they go online and they learn things, they learn some skill by watching other people practice things in a certain way. And then they start doing the exact same thing. And then once they get results, they tell people, this is what I did to get my results. You can copy it so that you don't have to go through the exact same things I went through. But the worst thing is that you probably will still have to go through the exact same things. If you're learning cold email, you're gonna have to just go through that, really harsh time of like seeing everyone literally send you back, please unsubscribe me, please take me out of your mailing list, please stop. You know, you're gonna have to go through all of that. Like you're gonna have to read through email after email of literally people rejecting you again and again. If you want to do cold outreach in terms of DMs, then you're just gonna have to go through this phase where it's like people literally just ignore you as if you don't exist. You're gonna have to go through that. You're gonna open up uh, DMs where it's like people keep asking you a million questions about who you are, and they want you to prove yourself to them. The only reason they're doing that is because they just want you to lower yourself. um, you won't know that you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to lower yourself. You're supposed to actually just stay firm because you know who you are and you know your value. But of course, you won't know that. You won't know that. So you'll act in line with that identity of yourself, and then you'll end up fucking everything up, right? They'll think you don't know your shit, and they'll end up undervaluing you, underpaying you, and you'll end up wasting your time. Even if you learn something from the process, whatever process you go through, you'll end up wasting your time. Um, Say hypothetically you want to do warm, so you want inbound leads instead. So what you'll probably be doing is, posting content. Your first few pieces of content are probably going to be trash until you actually get good at videos, or you get good at written content. However you do it, it'll only be like at that point where you get good. That's when you actually start thinking that you're good enough to teach other people, which is exactly my point. Um, when you learn, like, people on social media will tell you that they know these things and they have the ability to teach you. Um, and to an extent, they're not wrong, but what you learn from that person is never the true method. It's just a method to get from A to B. And I also have my own method to get from A to B. I feel like if I had used the method I have right now, I would have made tons of way more progress than I did before. My method is a bit wonky because it relies more on mentality and on, psychological sort of, uh, you know, sort of reordering the way you think uh, than anything else. Like it doesn't even work on physical things. Like actually, we almost reject reality over here on this side. We reject reality so much that we end up getting results in reality. Um, this is so funny. I literally just got a message from a guy who I DM'd yesterday. I gave him an offer to do lead gen for him. He just gave me his email. He wants to continue. He says he likes my confidence. Um, how the fuck did I have that confidence? It's because I know my shit. Um, it really is that simple. And the funny thing is that like all you have to do to know your shit is you just decide you know your shit. Just make the decision you know your shit, and you'll know your shit. And when I say this, it might sound like kind of stupid. It's like, what the hell is he even saying? Ask yourself this: what came first between capability and the perception of capability? What came first? I'll give you some time to figure out the answer. Actually, I won't. I don't care. The perception of capability always comes first. And even if you say, well, what if someone is like, what if they've never done something, but then they try it? If they try it, then they have to perceive that it's worth a try. If it's worth a try, then they think they can achieve something. It's always perception that comes first. Um, you just have to perceive that you're capable of something before you actually do it, before you get results. That's it. Um, so if you don't perceive that you're even gonna be good at cold emails before you start, doing cold emails before you get those really, really tough messages and you have to just scroll through hundreds of emails where it's just people telling you to stop messaging them. Like if you don't go through that phase where you're sending out cold DMs and people just aren't responding to you, if you don't go through that phase where you're sending content out and you're getting zero likes, zero comments for a really long time, if you don't go through that phase, you won't get like if you don't go through it, you won't get far. And if you can't go through it, then you'll probably stop anyway. The only people who fail are people who quit. Um, I haven't quit in a really long time, and I don't think I ever will quit. Well, until I die. That's like it's probably the default state of quitting is just death. But yeah, I generally I it's to me it's so difficult as well. Like how could you play this game where um, all you do is just become better and better and better over time? This is literally like the infinite game of becoming better, of personal development. How could you play that game, keep winning? Because it's the type of game that if you play it, you are the one who defines the rules. And since you're the one who's defining the rules, you can't ever lose. You can't lose when you play the infinite game of self-development. All you all you really need to do, all you really need to optimize for is the direction you're heading at. Like, you can never lose. Like understand you can never lose if you play this game. So literally it's really fucking simple. Like, pick a skill, right? Whatever skill you want to learn. That skill is probably going to get automated very, very soon. So whatever skill you want to learn, just don't even try and learn it. Try and learn how to automate the skill itself. You can start there. Once you've decided that you want to automate something, then just learn it. But you're obviously not going to learn. Um, we've spoken about this before, but you're going to go through these identity phases. You're going to start as like someone who's like slightly interested in the skill of automation. Um, you know, after some time, like you start consuming a lot of content from everywhere, and after you gain enough confidence that you can actually take this on, that's when you start taking on little builds of yourself. Like you'll watch someone in a video and then you might build it on the side while you're watching. That's when you start becoming a learner. But even as a learner, you're nothing more than just a curious person. Um, you still won't actually think that you're capable of delivering results for someone if someone asks you. It won't be until you actually see measurable results from your own automations. Like I was back then when I was like building content automation and I was just doing posts for X literally every single day. That was when I became confident enough to actually offer content automation to other people since I was doing it for myself. And then I ended up landing my first client who wanted a content automation platform. Um, but even that in and of itself is still the wrong identity. See, you go from the identity of being an interested person to an identity of being a learner. And then from that identity, you're still not in the right identity because you go to the next one, which is the identity of the worker. You're still just a worker, someone who's working for other people. You don't make your own decisions. That's not why you started, remember. Um, you started because you were chasing your dream, right? You started because you wanted to learn a skill and you probably have some kind of future outcome that you want to, that you envision yourself that you could become. Um, you won't get that outcome by working for someone. You won't, because at the end of the day, that in and of itself, the act of actually envisioning that type of thing, it only came from a state of freedom. You were free enough to imagine that. So if you now put yourself under someone, how free would you actually be to imagine anything else? Because you always just be working on their hours, in their time scales, doing whatever they want. How free are you going to be? And don't get me wrong, we live in this world where you just have to provide value to um, get value in terms of money, assets, connections, anything. Um, but you just even you can still be in that world and still be free as long as you do things right, as long as you're constantly living in line with the identity that you've always wanted to become. um, which is the funny thing is like Most people, when they try to achieve things, they always focus on the outcome that they want. Like they always focus on the future. And one thing I've realized, and I always tell you guys, uh, always focus on the now. Focus on the identity you're embodying right now. Who are you being? Is the person you're being getting the results that you want? I won't lie to you. This is like my fourth, fifth take of this video because I didn't know what to say. I had the idea of showing you guys what I was working on in N8N, but after thinking about that a bit more, I just decided to not do that because it felt like it was the wrong time. I feel like you should only post results, like really good results, um, not bullshit or anything that you like might show someone just to get them interested in whatever you have to say. Like you should only be posting results. Um, that's why I didn't want to show that to you. But even more importantly, I felt the need to talk about this. Like it's there's a lot wrong with social media, but at the end of the day, it's still free leverage, so you should use it. That's why I post videos. I think YouTube is a crazy client acquisition engine. Um, just look at me. I've had like 34 subs, but almost all my client acquisition has come from YouTube. The game is not even about subscribers anymore. It's just about alignment. Um, the algorithm itself, it looks at your content, understands what it's about, understands who it's meant for, and then literally just starts funneling the content exactly to that person. So as long as you can literally prove to that person that you are the type of person that they actually need in their life right now, because the algorithm, not only is it looking at the content, but it's also looking at you as the person who's like scrolling through and looking at all these different videos. It understands what you want or what you need so that it keeps you on the platform longer. And that's why it'll feed you exactly what you need at any moment. So if you're seeing this video, if you're watching this, you probably need to see me. You probably need to watch this video, which is funny. Like, ask yourself why that is. Ask yourself why you needed to see this guy who's just, he doesn't even talk about automations too much. All he talks about is identity and like overcoming limiting beliefs that hold you back from actually getting results in your business. And then sort of automating processes is just like another thing that you should add on top of that. But I generally believe this, and I keep saying it every single time. Um, Automation is inevitable, um, which is why it's a skill every business owner should be learning. If you're in business, then you should probably be learning automation. Don't let other people automate for you. At the end of the day, you're going to be orchestrating agents upon agents in the space of 5 years. Everything is going to change. You're going to be orchestrating literally from the top level. So you have to understand this language. You have to understand how to actually talk to these things. So not only just how to prompt agents, uh, but even how to build AI models at the fundamental level, right? How they work, what they are. You have to understand these things. And if you're not around the types of people who know that type of stuff, um, then you definitely should get involved. Like you should get in those rooms. That was why I started my community as well. If you're interested in that, you can just check the link. But anyway, let's move on. The idea here is very simple. Okay, um, there are all these different points of leverage out there, and you just need to understand which one to use to get the results that you actually want. Um, Social media is one of those points of leverage. And that's why I'm using it. Posting videos on YouTube, posting written content on X. All of that is feeding back to my uh, revenue, uh, revenue getting mechanisms. All of that is helping me succeed and helping my business grow. Everything I do is intentional. uh, Even this video, even like with me just talking off, off the dome, as they like to say, I still feel like I managed to get through what I wanted to get through. Because at the end of the day, if you're online and you're not showing who you are, you're not showing what you're about, there's no way anyone's going to make a connection with you. People buy from people, and this is just to show that I'm worth investing in, that I know my shit, and I know exactly where I'm going, and I have no doubt that I will get there and beyond. Anyway, I've been yapping for 15 minutes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you when I see you, which is next time.